Are you aware that 70% of pastors constantly fight depression and burnout for the frustration experience as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call us now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting, doing church God's way. Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Welcome. This is another Monday Morning Matters coming your way. Welcome to the 21st Monday Morning Matters of the year 2025. You're going to get value today. This Monday Morning Matters is becoming your way over 6 years. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Begin to share. Begin to get your people on board. Welcome everyone to this Facebook live broadcast show, unedited, and YouTube channel. We want to make sure that people are already notified to come on board. This is Monday Morning Matters. Monday Morning Matters is coming your way every Mondays of the week. Thank you for hooking up with us. We are glad that you are part of this live broadcast show. All right, we're part of this live broadcast show. I'm Niyi Dunmade. I'm the lead consultant, founder, and CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Now, usually I say what Magnicraft Consulting stands for and is ready to do for churches. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, trainings, and strategic blueprints. Over the weekend, I was able to spend some quality hours with some churches, training, and subsequent weekends, I'm going to be doing a lot of training. So please reach out to me and let us see how we can do some capacity building. People can only give to what they have. They cannot give what they don't have. And our vision is also to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, and adaptable solution. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. I'm your host on the weekly Facebook live broadcast show every Mondays of the week, 7 a.m. Nigerian time, West African time, or GMT +1. I'm also known as the church health guy of the 21st century. From my heart, I'm saying a big thank you to everyone who has been commenting. In fact, one of the things that got me fired up, one of my father in the Lord, Reverend Abraham Akiola in Lagos, just sent me one of his notes from one of my broadcasts, and I was so blessed with that broadcast. And so please just take it that I'm thanking from my heart for just watching, for commenting, for reacting, telling us how timely some of our broadcast content is. Let's do a little bit of promo, pay some bills, and then we'll come back to the juice of the day. So this Monday Morning Matters coming your way every Monday with Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting, and we feel that our expertise can be of great help to you in all the things we've been saying. The first Monday of this month, we talked about the birth and evolution of church consulting, and then the second Monday, we talked about pastoral care versus professional counseling. And today we're going to be looking at developing a good risk strategy. A good risk strategy for your church. And next Monday, we're going to be talking about breaking church growth barriers. So watch out for all the lineups every week. We're going to be coming your way. Now this week, we're going to be talking on church systems masterclass. It's going to be 50,000, but if you pay 50,000, you gain access to church systems masterclass and the following day church retention masterclass. Okay, so please get that for your staff, for your leaders, and for your pastors in your church. Is going to help you greatly as you subscribe. Dr. Tom Rayner, a fantastic church consultant, has been able to give over 40% discount to anyone. You want to be well trained, you want to be well grounded, you want to be well equipped, you want to be well empowered. Reach out to me. Let me give you all the information you need. And the comfort of your home, you can become a certified church consultant to help your own church and to help other churches revitalize. So reach out to me on the number on the screen or the email on the screen, and I'm sure you're going to be glad. Money back guarantee is also included. And then please go on my YouTube channel to be able to get some good past videos and live broadcasts. It will bless you greatly. I've written 3 books. Church Retention, Pathway to Growth is still hot. It's still hot. Over the weekend, some people bought some copies, and please reach out to me or get the QR code to get these books from Amazon. It's going to help you greatly. Now, Busting Church Growth Made is the second one. You can also use the QR code to get the book from Amazon, or reach out to me on the number on the screen to get it. And the last one is Data-Driven Leadership, how to harness data to lead your church well. And so please make sure that you are able to get that to your library. Now today we're going to be talking about developing a good risk strategy for your church. Now in today's world, it's crucial that every religious organization, including churches, ministries, to have a well thought out risk strategy in place. I know that there is faith, but faith does not mean to suspend your brain. A risk strategy helps identify potential threats and vulnerabilities and assess their impact and develop a plan, okay, to mitigate those disruptions. You see, when you know that disruptions can happen and you have a plan, 2 things happen. Is either that disruption does not happen, or when it happens, you have a plan on ground to be able to mitigate them. Now, for churches, which often rely on support and trust of their congregation, safeguarding against risk is very, very important. It's very, very paramount. And today, live broadcast, we're going to explore how to develop a good risk strategy for your church. You know, for me, when you look at your finances, your health, and your property, you need to look at them from the eyes of making sure there's proper investment, there's proper insurance, and there's proper savings. Also, before diving into the steps of developing a risk strategy, it is essential to grasp why local churches need one. Churches, like any other institution, face various risks. I mean, we've gotten I've gotten news where churches burn down, all their equipment are burned, all their buildings are burned, properties burned. Or we have hoodlums breaking into the church to steal all their sound equipment. And so we have churches who face various risks that could disrupt their operation. You can imagine on a Thursday, Friday, someone breaks into your church to steal all your equipment, and by Sunday, you don't have what to do. It's a major disruption of operation. It harms the reputation of the church, and of course, it leads to financial loss and also morale. Now, this risk may include safety concern. I mean, when I was administrating my church, we're building. I just had that concern to make sure that there's fire extinguishers at some strategic points, for us to have muster point. That's how you mitigate risk strategy. Okay, safety concern, ensuring that safety of the congregation, safety of the church during service, safety of the church when service is not going or during any event is top priority. Number 2 is financial risk. Managing church finances, including budgeting, investment, decisions, insurance to avoid financial crisis. Okay, for your staff or for your members of the church, for your pastors or your senior leadership team. The third one is legal issues. Complying with tax laws, permits, and other legal requirements. The fact that you are a religious organization does not mean you should not comply with the laws or permits of where your church is located. So legal requirements need to be put in place to avoid legal troubles and crises for your church and ministry. Now, number 4 is reputation management. Okay, reputation and brand management. Protecting the church brand, protecting the church reputation, the integrity of the church in the community is and even integrity of the church in the eyes of the members is very, very crucial when you want to develop a risk strategy. Okay, and then the 5th one is cyber security. I mean, these days, an average church has digital footprints on websites, on social media handles, and so we need to safeguard sensitive data, especially the data of our church, the data of our leaders and our workers' online presence from cyber threats. You can imagine where people come to your live stream and they want to pay their tithe, they are releasing their bank details. You need to be able to do a lot of cyber security so that cyber threat will not be extended to anyone who is trying to relate with the church. The 6th one is natural disaster. I know in Nigeria we don't have so much of natural disaster, but in the US there are a lot of tornadoes are there, hurricanes are there, I know all kinds of storms and disruption. I mean, you don't have a guarantee that you're going to have 52 Sunday service in a year. So preparing for natural disasters such as flood, hurricane, fires, earthquakes, volcanoes is very, very important. Now, the fact that you have not experienced it as a church does not mean that you cannot sit down and say, if flooding happens today, what is my church going to do? Or if there is an outbreak of a pandemic or an earthquake in my location in the Jerusalem where my church is located, how are we going to respond? Now that we understand the importance of risk strategy for our church and ministry, let's now begin to look at the step of how to develop one. You need to do a lot of risk assessment. Get the professional to do a proper risk assessment. The first step is developing a risk strategy is to identify the potential risk. This involves a thorough assessment of all aspects of church operations, including the physical infrastructure, financial management, legal compliance, and community engagement. And then you now begin to look at how you're going to go about it. Okay, conduct a risk assessment workshop, enlightenment involving key church leaders and experts if possible, and then leverage on lessons learned in the church. Identify internal and external risk specific to your church. Every church is unique, and so the internal and external risk is very, very peculiar and unique to your church. Prioritize risks based on their potential impact and likelihood of occurrences. Now, the second one is risk mitigation. Now that you have assessed the risk, you now begin to tell yourself, how are we going to mitigate the risk? Once you have identified the risk, the next step is to develop a strategy to mitigate the risk. Now, this involves creating a plan for each identified risk. Okay, the risk for flooding, the risk for fire, the risk for volcanoes, the risk for tornado, they are all different. And how you're going to address them will be different. So safety, you look at it from safety, implementing safety protocol. What is the muster point? What is the first call? How do you address the congregation in the midst of any crisis or strategy, or crisis strategy? Okay, so that you have fire drills. Okay, you have security drills. If somebody comes to the church with a gun and wants to kill somebody, okay, security bridge or security measures. What are you going to do to protect the congregation during the service or any of your events? The financial, develop a comprehensive financial management plan, including budgeting, auditing, and investment strategies and saving strategies as well. Legal, ensure that the church complies with all legal requirements in terms of registration, tax laws, permits, rules, regulations, and things like that. Your reputation is very important. Establish a crisis communication plan, because when that happens, you activate those plans so that to address any reputation threatening situation, so that people don't think that you are trying to push some things under the carpet. Cybersecurity is very important. Natural disaster is very important. You look at all those things and ask yourself, how is our church having a preparedness plan to ensure that the safety of the church is very, very important. The third one is risk monitoring and reporting. When you assess, you mitigate, you now begin to monitor and then begin to report. Risk strategy is not a one-time effort. If you have a plan in place, you have to begin to update them. You need to report them, document them, and monitor them. Okay? When there was a time my church was getting income in cash and checks, we now increase the mediums of giving to online giving and POS. Okay, the risk is going to change if you don't monitor and document and update your financial policies or strategies. You may just find yourself in the risk zone. So risk strategy is not a one-time effort. It requires an ongoing monitoring and documentation and reporting of what is going on, regularly assessing the effectiveness of your risk mitigation measures and making all adjustments as needed. All right. Then 4 is communication and education. People in your church need to have a good communication and good education, becoming aware of certain risks in your church. Okay, people should not come to church and keep their valuables anywhere on the seat and while they are worshiping and somebody's just. So we need to communicate. Communication is vital in risk management, ensuring that the congregation and the church staff are informed about the risk strategy and their roles in implementing it. Don't think that everybody that comes to church is a saint. Don't think that everybody that comes to church is a believer and will not be able to do things to disrupt the service. Conduct training sessions to educate your members and your staff about safety and risk mitigation procedures. Maintain open lines of communication so that people can easily report. Have some communication box where people can drop information to report safety concerns to the church. The 5th one is insurance and financial preparedness. Consider insurance as a critical part of your risk strategy. So, I mean, you have insurance, health insurance, you have vehicle insurance, you have property insurance, you have all kinds of insurance, but you need to evaluate the type of insurance coverage for your church needs so that liability insurance or property insurance or health insurance for your staff and pastors. Establish financial reserves to cover unexpected expenses or emergencies. The 6th one is continuity plan. Prepare for the unexpected by developing a business continuity plan. Okay, I mean, the general overseer is not going to live forever. The main people that call the shots in your church are not going to live forever. And so you need to begin to look at continuity plan. You need to look at succession planning. You need to look at church governance so that the church can be ready to be able to continue long after some of these people have. So identify critical functions and processes that must be continued during after the crisis. Create a backup plan or redundancies to ensure that these functions can be maintained despite the crisis. Now, crisis response plan must be developed so that you have a well-defined crisis response plan so that it can make a maximum difference. Who is going to take any responsibility when a risk happens? Apply the communication procedures for informing the congregation and the wider community. Establish the procedure for collaborating with local authorities. I mean, the security, the emergency services, fire services, or whatever emergency services that's in your deal. And then regularly review and update your document, okay, your risk strategic plan document. Finally, a risk strategy is not static because risks are always evolving. They are dynamic. It should evolve to address new risks and changing circumstances. Schedule regular reviews of your risk strategy at least twice a year. Update the strategy as necessary to reflect any changes in your church operation or external factor. Now, as we draw the curtain, developing a good risk strategy for your church is very essential for today so that you can safeguard your members, safeguard your assets and your reputation and your brand as a church. Now, some of these steps have gone so fast, you can replay them. A church can create a robust risk strategy that not only identifies potential threats but also equips the congregation and staff with the tools, templates, and knowledge to mitigate them effectively. And so when you are proactive rather than reactive, you know what, as leaders, is best when we lead to be proactive. Our approach should be proactive so that we can begin to manage this risk And then our church will begin to believe in our leadership and continue to serve the community with confidence and resilience. Now, I'm going to say, draw the curtain. If you have any church-related questions for me, let's have them in any of the social media handles. I'm sure you're going to have more than an answer from me. Please, you have any questions, you have any inquiries, let's have them. You're going to get more than an answer from me. Please, this video has been helpful to you. Please do like our Facebook page. Please like our Facebook page. Okay, like this video, give us a thumbs up. Do share us to your community. Do share us to your pastor. Drop me a comment in the comment section. You've learned from me. I'm sure you've learned from me. I also want to learn from you. I'm a student who is having an attitude of ever learning. So you've learned from me. Drop me a comment in the comment section what you feel about what you have heard. We also do consultation. We do revitalization. We do trainings. We do strategic planning. Reach out to us and let's see how we can help your church with excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and results. I want to draw the curtain from here. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for following. May God bless each and every one of you as you have a fruitful week ahead. May God bless each and every one of you. Bless your congregation. Bless your works. Don't be discouraged as a pastor. God is going to show up for you because you are doing something that is very, very important. Thank you for your attention. Till I come your way next week, Monday, the last Monday of the month of May 2025, I'm going to come with another that's breaking church growth barriers. I say bye-bye. I love you and God bless you. Thank you so much. See you.